Please rise for the prayer to be led by the Honorable Unida Pilodenyo, followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the hymno sa Nortehanon.
Let us bow our heads and feel the presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Gracious and merciful God, we gather in this esteemed Sangguniang Panlalawigan, seeking your divine presence and blessings. We recognize your authority and ask your guidance as we embark on these legislative proceedings. Grant us the wisdom to make a sound decision that serves the interest of our constituent and promote the well-being of our province. May our discourse be marked by civility, understanding, and empathy as we deliberate on matters of significance. Inspire us to be agents of positive change, working together for the progress and development of our community. Bless us with unity and harmony, that our effort be bear fruit. We commit this session into your hands, trusting in your infinite grace. In your holy name we pray, Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, telas ng sinatanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y bumay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisingil, sa nagtatagtutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pagaw, ay hinatang tula, tawin sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Itaan mga Nortehanon, masantuan ay mga ibabaw nun. Tugog kita simpaglaong, sa likha ng Diyos gahong. Pagsalayo, panuto kita, pabubuasun kapanta. Amay iro'y mataong laro, sa kanulong, diri magpadahong. Mga tuwin kita di sumuroy, kung sa'yo nga tunang maniroy. Natuo kita sa kadalasan, kung hinyakan ka o slagay. Pagsarayo, pagluto kita, kabubuasun kapanta. Pamahiron ay bagaw-ganong, sa kahulog diri magpadahong. Pamahiron ay bagaw-ganong, sa kahulog diri magpadahong. Pamahiron ay bagaw-ganong, sa kahulog diri magpadahong.
Thank you, Honorable Laudenio, for the prayer, for leading the prayer. The Secretary, kindly please call the roll.
Honorable Dato Clarence E., Honorable Abalon Don L., Honorable Dorado Lope Jr. E., Honorable Dobonco Arturo Jr. T. Honorable Galit Junesio Dexter D. Honorable Hernandez Neil S. Honorable Laudenio Leonida P. Honorable Layog Acela Rufa Andrea G.
Present.
Honorable Ong Nadia Bianca Nicolette L. Honorable Ong Chuan Emil Nicolas II B.
Present.
Honorable Miranda Gerardo Gerard A. Honorable Silvano Gina O.
Present.
Honorable Singzon Victorio II M.
Here.
Honorable Uy Florian D. There are 9 members who are physically present. 3 members are present via Zoom. Total number of members present, 12, including the presiding officer.
With majority of all the members present, including 3 members joining our session via Zoom, we have a quorum. We have a quorum. Session is formally open.
Mr. Chair,
The Honorable Abalon.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Before we proceed to the first business, may I be allowed to extend our collective greetings to Board Member Ara Guillamak for her birthday.
Thank you, Bianton. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for the greetings.
Happy birthday, BM Ara.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Hindi yan tinatanong.
In view of the inavailability of our presiding chair, the Honorable Attorney Clarence Dato, to preside our session, and as provided in the internal rules of procedures, there's a need to elect a temporary presiding officer. Any nomination?
Mr. Chair, may we recognize Board Member Dumongko.
The Honorable Arturo T. Dubonco Jr. is recognized.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. May I respectfully nominate the Honorable Victorio Singson II to act as the temporary presiding officer in this in today's regular session, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion for this humble representation as your temporary presiding officer. No objection. There being no objection, the motion is approved, and this representation will temporarily act as the temporary presiding officer in today's afternoon session. In view of my election as the temporary presiding officer, our assistant majority floor leader, the Honorable Don L. Abalon, will act as our majority floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next item in the agenda is the consideration of the Journal of 18 May 2026 regular session. And since this representation believes that every member has already been furnished a copy of the Journal of May 18, and with that, I move to dispense with the reading and proceed with the approval of the Journal of the 18 May 2026 session. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, no objection, for the approval of the Journals of Proceedings of May 18, 2026 regular session. No, there being no objection, motion is approved, and the Journals of Proceedings is now adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next item is the first reading and referral to committees of proposed ordinances and resolutions, measures, communications, petitions, and memoranda. May we request that the Secretary be directed to read the items in item number 7.
Secretary, please kindly read the items for referral for the first reading. We have items letter A and B. Kindly, please.
Proposed resolution is sponsored by the Honorable Emil Nicolas B. Ongchuan II, co-sponsored by the Honorable Don L. Abalon, Honorable Lope E. Dorado Jr., and Honorable Victorio M. Singson II, entitled Resolution respectfully requesting the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino C. Ongchuan, representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Northern Samar, to extend his assistance in endorsing to the Energy Regulatory Commission, ERC, the request of the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative, Inc., Norsamelco, for the approval of a staggered payment arrangement for its obligations to the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, IEMOP, and other suppliers from the extraordinary increase in generation costs. Proposed resolution is sponsored by the Honorable Emil Nicolas B. Ongchuan II, co-sponsored by the Honorable Don L. Abalon, Honorable Lope E. Dorado Jr., and Honorable Victorio M. Singson II, entitled Resolution respectfully requesting the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino C. Ongchuan, representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Northern Samar, to extend his assistance in endorsing to the Department of Energy, DOE, the Energy Regulatory Commission, ERC, and the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, IEMOP, the request of the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative, Inc., Norsamelco, for a review of the existing methodology for the computation of the line loss congestion cost, LLCC, under the Wholesale Electricity Spot Market, WESM.
Thank you, Secretary.
Mr. Chair, if I may, considering the urgency of these matters, instead of referring them to the corresponding committee, perhaps we can discuss them right away and proceed for its immediate and final consideration. And with that, Mr. Chair, may I move for the suspension of the rules to pave way for the immediate consideration of these two proposed resolutions. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion for the suspension of the internal rules to pave way for the immediate consideration of the two proposed resolutions as read by the Secretary. There being no objection, motion is approved. Internal rules is suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And with respect to the first proposed resolution, I have the honor to read for and in behalf of the principal author, the Honorable Emil Nicolas Ongchuan II. And if I may be allowed, Mr. Chair, that I will just read the contents of the proposed resolution, since the title was already read for the records by the Secretary.
Please proceed.
Whereas the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, or Norsamelco, serves as a sole electric distribution utility providing electricity to the province of Northern Samar and remains committed to ensuring reliable electric service to its member consumer owners. Whereas Norsamelco is informed the Sangguniang Panlalawigan that the increase in electricity rates for the June 2026 billing period was primarily caused by the extraordinary increase in generation costs brought about by elevated prices in the wholesale electricity spot market, or WESM, during periods of red and yellow alerts. Whereas the resulting increase in generation costs has significantly increased Norsamelco's financial obligations to the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, or IEMOP, on its power suppliers, placing considerable financial strain on the electric cooperative while likewise affecting electricity consumers throughout the province. Whereas the approval of a staggered payment arrangement by the Energy Regulatory Commission would provide Norsamelco with financial flexibility to settle its obligations without further aggravating the burden on its members, consumers, owners. Whereas the intervention and endorsement of the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino C. Ongchuan would greatly assist in facilitating the timely consideration of Norsamilco's request by the concerned national government agencies. Now therefore be it resolved, as it is hereby resolved by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the Province of Northern Samar, to respectfully request the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino C. Ongchuan, representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Northern Samar, to extend his assistance in endorsing to the Energy Regulatory Commission the request of the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, or NORSAMELCO, for the approval of a staggered payment arrangement for its obligations to the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, or IEMOP, and other power suppliers arising from the extraordinary increase in the generation costs. Resolved further that copies of this resolution be furnished to the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino C. Ongchuan, the Energy Regulatory Commission, the Department of Energy, the National Electrification Administration, the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, and other concerned agencies for their information and appropriate action. And with that, Mr. Chair, I move for the passage of the proposed resolution.
There is a motion for the approval of the proposed resolution as presented by the Honorable Donel Abalon as one of the co-sponsor. Any comments from the members? There being none, the resolution respectfully requesting the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino C. Ongchuan, representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Northern Samar, to extend his assistance in endorsing to the Energy Regulatory Commission, ERC, the request of the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, NORSAMELCO, for the approval of a staggered payment arrangement for its obligation to the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, IEMAP, and other power suppliers arising from the extraordinary increase in generation costs, is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And with respect to the second proposed ordinance, may I request for the recognition of Board Member Lope Dorado to present the resolution.
The Honorable Lope Dorado is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Majority Floor Leader, and thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Presiding Officer, with your permission, I respectfully request to read the second SP resolution as sponsored by the Honorable Emil Nicolas B. Ongchuan and co-sponsored by Honorable PM Don Abalon, this representation, and Board Member Victorio M. Singson II.
You may proceed.
A resolution respectfully requesting the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino C. Ongchuan, representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Northern Samar, to extend his assistance in endorsing to the Department of Energy, DOA, the Energy Regulatory Commission, ERC, and the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, IEMOP, the request of the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, NORSAMELCO, for a review of the existing methodology for the computation of the line loss congestion cost, LLCC, under the wholesale electricity spot market, WASM, OSM. Whereas, NORSAMELCO reported that the significant increase in electricity rates for the June 2026 billing period was largely attributed to the increase in generation charges resulting from elevated WASM prices and the substantial increase in the line loss congestion cost, LLCC. Whereas, records show that the LLCC significantly increased during the May 2026 supply month, thereby contributing to the higher generation charges ultimately borne by the electricity consumers of Northern Samar. Whereas, there is a need to ensure that the methodology used in computing the line loss congestion cost under the wholesale electricity spot market remains fair, transparent, reasonable, and reflective in actual grid conditions, particularly during periods when red and yellow alerts are declared. Whereas, the support and endorsement of the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino Siong Chuan would greatly help bring the concerns of the province of Northern Samar before the appropriate national agencies for immediate review and appropriate action. Now, therefore, be it resolved, as it is hereby resolved by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the province of Northern Samar, to respectfully request the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino Siong Chuan, representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Northern Samar, to extend his assistance in endorsing to the Department of Energy, DOE, the Energy Regulatory Commission, ERC, and the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, IEMOP, the request of the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, NORSAMILCO, for a review and reassessment of the existing methodology for the computation of the line loss congestion cost, LLCC, under the wholesale electricity spot market, WESM, particularly during the periods of red and yellow alerts. Resolved further that copies of this resolution be furnished to the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino Siong Chuan, the Department of Energy, the Energy Regulatory Commission, and the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, and the National Electrification Administration, NEA, and the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, and other concerned agencies for their information and appropriate action. Mr. Presiding Officer, having read the resolution in its entirety and considering the urgency of addressing the increasing cost of electricity affecting our constituents, I respectfully move for the approval and adoption of this resolution. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any comments? There being none, resolution respectfully requesting the Honorable Congressman Edwin Marino Siong Chuan, representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Northern Samar, to extend his assistance in endorsing to the Department of Energy, DOE, the Energy Regulatory Commission, ERC, and the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines, IEMOP, the request of the Northern Samar Electric Cooperative Incorporated, NORSAMELCO, for a review of the existent methodology for the computation of the line loss congestion cost, LLCC, under the wholesale electricity spot market, WISM, is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
The Honorable Don L. Abalon.
the next item in the calendar of business is the second reading of the proposed ordinance sponsored by this representation, an ordinance institutionalizing the designation of barangay development workers as frontliners for cooperative development in all barangays within the province, defining the roles and functions in promoting growth and viability of cooperatives within the respective barangays and providing funds therefore. And the status is sponsorship, speech, interpellation, debate, and amendment. May I be recognized, Mr. Chair, to proceed with the sponsorship speech.
The Honorable Abalon is recognized and you may proceed with the sponsorship speech.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Ginoong Tagapangulo at mga kasamahan ko po, kagalang-galang na mga kasapi ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, isang mapagpalang hapon sa ating lahat. Nandito po ako ngayon upang isulong ang isang makasaysayang panukalang ordinansa na makakatulong upang maitaguyod ang patuloy na pag-unlad ng ekonomiya sa mga pamayanan ng buong lalawigan ng Northern Samar at sa bawat mga pamayanan na nasasakupan nito. Isang malaking karangalan para sa akin ang maging pangunahing tagapanukala ng Barangay Development Workers Institutionalization Ordinance of 2026. Malinaw na nakaugat sa ating mga batas ang ating mandato sa ilalim ng Section 15, Article 12 ng Saligang Batas ng Pilipinas, tungkulin ng Estado na isulong ang paglago ng mga kooperatiba bilang instrumento ng katarungang panlipunan at kaunlarang pang-ekonomiya. Bukod dito, ang Republic Act No. 11535 ay nag-aatas sa mga lokal na pamahalaan na maitaguyod at maitatag ang mga posisyon para sa Cooperatives Development Officer. At dahil dito ay mayroong tayong matatag na mga patakaran sa antas panlalawigan sa pamamagitan ng Provincial Cooperative and Community Affairs Office. Subalit mayroon din tayong kinakaharap na mga hamon kung paano natin madadala at maisasalin ang mga programang ito upang maging kapakipakinabang at maramdaman ng ating 569 na mga barangay, lalo na ang mga liblib na mga barangay. Sa pagsulong ng panukalang ito ay magiging katuwang ng ating mga lokal na mga pamahalaan mula sa lalawigan at mga bayan ang ating mga barangay development workers. Sila ay magiging kaagapay ng ating mga cooperatives development officers para marating ng sabay-sabay ang ating mga komunidad at sa pamamagitan ng mga BDW na magsisilbing kailangang karugtong upang magsagawa ng masinsinang pag-organisa, pagpatupad ng plano, magturo ng mga simpleng kaalaman para mas maitaguyod ang mga kooperatiba at maging tulay upang marating ng Cooperative Development Authority ang ating mga lokal na magsasaka at mangingisda. Layunin ng ordinansang ito na i-institutionalize ang pagtatalaga ng mga barangay development workers. Hindi sila magiging dagdag na pabigat. Sila ang magiging pangunahing puwersa sa laban, ang mahalagang tulay na mag-uugnay sa ating mga pamayanan at sa pamahalaang panlalawigan. Nais ko pong linawin sa simula pa lamang ang ordinansang ito ay hindi lilikha ng panibago o paulit-ulit na antas ng burokrasya. Ang ating mga municipal cooperatives development officers ay nangangailangan ng kasama upang sabay-sabay na pangasiwaan ang araw-araw na pag-oorganisa sa mga pamayanan. Sila ang tutukoy sa mga sektor na walang organisasyon at sila din ang gagabay sa ating mga kababayan upang bumuo ng mga kooperatiba sa iba pang organisasyong at iba pang organisasyong panlipunang sibil. Sila ang magiging pangunahing sanggunian para sa pag-unlad ng kooperatiba at sa pagsasagawa ng mga pre-registration seminars. Sila din ang susuri sa mga lokal na kooperatiba, pipigil sa mga piking asosasyon at magtitiyak na ang mga aktibong grupo ay makakakuha ng mga pagpublikong pagkilala at mga gawad, kasama na po ang pagtulong upang makakuha ng accreditation sa ating sangguniang panlalawigan at mga sangguniang bayan. Hindi natin maaaring iatang ang ating mga BDW. Sa ating mga BDW, ang mabigat na tungkulin ng pagbabago sa komunidad nang hindi tinitiyak ang kanilang kapakanan. Upang maging profesional ang gawaing ito at mapanatili ang ating mga programa, nagtatatag ang ordinansang ito ng isang komprehensibong provincial incentive package na kinabibilangan ng taunang cash incentives, loyalty bonus, group personal accident insurance, at mandatory capacity building. Sa huli, ang pamumuhunan sa ating mga BDW ay pamumuhunan sa mga mamamayan ng Northern Samar sa pamamagitan ng pagtatalaga ng mga bihasang community organizers. Gumagawa tayo ng mga hakbang upang gabayan ang mga lokal na asosasyon na maging mga negosyong kayang tumayo sa sariling paa. Lumilikha ito ng isang inklusibong kapaligiran sa ekonomiya na pakinabang sa sektor ng kababaihan, kabataan, mangingisda at magsasaka. Sa pagtutulungan ng Provincial Cooperatives and Community Affairs Office, ng ating mga Municipal Cooperatives Development Officers, at ng ating mga bagong BDW, mas magiging handa ang ating lalawigan na ihatid ang mga pangunahing serbisyo ng direkta sa ating mga mamamayan. Mga kasamahan, ating palakasin ang ating mga barangay at itaguyod ang sektor ng kooperatiba bilang pangunahing haligi ng ating lokal na ekonomiya. Buong puso ko pong hinihingi ang inyong buong suporta at mabilis na pagpasa ng panukalang ordinansang ito upang patuloy tayong maging marigon, may nuswagon, malipayon. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapangulo.
Thank you, Honorable Don Abalon.
This representation, Mr. Chair, is ready for interpellation.
The period of interpellation is now open for any members who would like to make any manifestation under the period of interpellation. Any members? As the principal sponsor, may I be clarified, Honorable Abalon, considering that the Northern Samar has 569 barangays in 310 from the second legislative district and 256 in the 259 in first district. So tama po ba yung assumption ko na under section 4, the provincial governor is hereby authorized to designate a barangay development worker, preferably one with the relevant experience or training and interest in the community organizing. So, tama po ba yung pagkakaintindi ko, Honorable Abalon, na at least one or pwede nating dagdagan? Depende pag malaki yung barangay.
Ideally, Mr. Chair, it would be one BDW to avoid overlapping or conflict of exercise of functions. But there are instances, Mr. Chair, that a barangay is a big barangay, that it may be difficult for one BDW to handle it all by himself. So we are giving the governor the leeway to determine whether that barangay needs one or more than one BDW. So,
Thank you, Honorable Abalon. What will be the basis of the provincial local chief executive in designating a barangay development worker? Meron bang recommendation coming from the municipal or barangay itself para maging BW or galing na lang sa opisina ni Gob?
During the committee hearing, there were some suggestions, different suggestions regarding as to how the BDW will be designated, by selected or designated by the governor, and then to fast track everything, there will be an implementing rules and regulations that will be formulated after the ordinance, and that IRR will address the issue on how this selection process will be made. But we recognize that our law, particularly the local government code, gives so much authority and leeway to the local chief executive, to the provincial governor, in designating and in selecting the person to be designated as barangay development worker.
Thank you, Honorable Abalon. So, under Section 4, the provincial governor is hereby authorized to designate. So, it stands that answers to my manifestation. So, and my manifestation was clarified and thoroughly explained by the principal sponsor.
Thank you, Mr.
The Honorable Lope Dorado, to be followed by Honorable Leonida Laudenio and the Honorable
And
Arturo Dubonco.
before that, Mr. Chair, may I make manifest that during the committee hearing, there were some board members who manifested to be included as co-sponsors, and I yield to that. So the secretary may have the records of those board members who made the manifestation during the committee hearing.
Thank you, Honorable Abalon. Secretary, kindly take note of the manifestations of Honorable Abalon for our members who signified their intention to be a co-sponsor. So again, the Honorable Lope Dorado is now recognized, to be followed by Honorable Laudenio and Arturo Dubonco.
Maybe, Mr. Chair, I'm already included in the one who manifests to be good sponsors. Thank you. So if the sponsors are willing to yield by a simple question or clarification, and of course, this is not merely a question, but it is also a clarification with regards to the section 4 of this proposed ordinance. May I, Mr. Sponsor?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So,
This representation is willing to answer the questions, if any, of Board Member Dorado.
thank you, Kuya. Thank
Please
you,
proceed.
Mr. Sponsor. While the section 4 authorizes the provincial governor to designate the barangay development worker, may I ask the good sponsor about is there any minimum qualifications and selection criteria will be adopted to ensure that appointments are based on competence and not merely recommendation, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, in section 4, I will not say it's a qualification, but it is a preference for someone to have a relevant experience or training and interest in community organizing. So that would be the primary consideration, but as I said, it's not a qualification, but it is a preference that someone will have that kind of an experience or training.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And my last clarification, question for clarification is, considering that incentives are provided under this ordinance, may I ask if there should be a clear performance evaluation system with measurable key performance indicators before the BDW becomes entitled to receive such incentive, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mr. Chair. There has to be reportorial and accomplishment reports. That would be the basis for the incentive package. But again, it would be incorporated into the IRR because there might be certain, we have 569 barangays, and in every barangay there might be some peculiar situation that may need to be addressed. So it has to be considered in the formulation of the IRR insofar as the granting of the incentive package. What we provided in Section 6 are the incentive package that may be given to the barangay development worker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This representation is very satisfied with the explanation of the Honorable sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Lope Dorado. The Honorable Leonida P. Laudenio is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Presiding Officer, esteemed colleagues, good afternoon. I rise today not to interpellate or rather to ask questions, but I rise today to express my full support
Thank
to
you,
the
Mr. Chair,
proposed
for the full
ordinance
support
by
of Board
the
Member
Honorable
Laudenio.
Don L. Abalon. designating barangay development worker in every barangay. We know that barangays are the frontliner of delivering of our basic services. We know that this measure is an investment of good governance. So, again, I express my full support. And if the proponent would yield and baka nakalimutan ni Secretary that I already expressed during the committee hearing that I will be a co-sponsor. So again, reiterating to be a co-sponsor of this ordinance. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I will never forget, Mr. Chair, that manifestation of Board Member Laudinio during the committee hearing, because he was the only member of the committee who did not panic when the earthquake struck.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Laudenio. The chair thought that the Honorable Laudenio is also delivering her sponsorship speech. The Honorable Arturo Dubonco is now recognized, to be followed by Honorable Dionisio Dexter Galit. And after Dexter Galit, the Honorable Nadia Nicolette Elong will follow.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Please proceed.
This is just a clarification on Section 4. The provincial governor is hereby authorized to designate the BDW, preferably one with relevant experience or training and interest in community organizing. Actually, di ba kanina, Mr. Chair, na tanong mo na to, but ang tanong ko is how will the governor know kung sino talaga ang ilalagay natin sa barangay as BDW? Kasi ang alam ko, ang may alam nito talaga, ang may expertise to choose is the punong barangay, and probably recommended by the punong barangay and with the endorsement of the municipal mayor. Tama po ba, Honorable Abalon?
Mr. Chair, since we are giving the authority to the governor, we might just as well leave it up to the discretion of the governor on how he is going to select the individuals who will be designated as barangay development workers. Anyway, I believe the governor will also consult the lower LGOs. They will consult, the governor will consult the mayor. He will also consult with the punong barangay of the barangay where the BDW will be designated. In the same manner that other barangay workers that are given incentives by the provincial government, take the case of the barangay health workers, the barangay nutrition scholars, and recently, what we approved, the barangay agriculture and fisheries focal persons, there is a wide leeway on how these individuals will be selected and designated by the provincial governor.
So we will have at least one per barangay.
Yes,
So-
Mr. Chair.
So 569, ang minimum is 569 BDW.
Yes, Mr. Chair. That's the target.
Depending on the area of the barangay. Pwedeng magdalawa, pwedeng magtatlo.
Yes, Mr. Chair. And again, that would be at the sound discretion of the governor, maybe upon the recommendation of the provincial cooperatives and community affairs office.
And the Provincial Liga President.
That can be considered, Mr. Chair.
Actually, yung incentives that will be discussed during yung sa IRR na.
Yes, Mr. Chair. The incentives would be discussed in detail during the formulation of the IRR.
The incentives is clearly defined under Section 6 of the ordinance. Please, may I invite your attention under Section 6? We have...
Yeah, so but there's no amount. So ano lang, later on sa sa IRR na.
Yes, according to the principal sponsor, it will be the IRR will be formulated, and they will determine the incentives to be given to the BDWs.
Yes, Mr. Chair, because one thing, I find it difficult to fix an amount for the incentives of the BDW, primarily because different barangays are differently situated. We have barangays that are in the interior, and it will entail a lot of expenses on the part of the BDW going to the town center. So he may be incurring more expenses than a BDW who is designated in a poblacion. So that's why I leave it up to the executive department to determine how much to give the BDW as incentives, but we set the guidelines of what are the incentives that may be given to the BDWs.
So sa IR na rin 'yon, di ba?
In the IRR, Mr. Chair.
So that's
maybe the Provincial Liga President can help the PCCAO in the drafting of the IRR, because he is more knowledgeable insofar as the different dynamics of the different barangays are concerned.
Yes, always make yourself available in the formulation of the IRR.
There's no problem with me, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank you,
just
Mr.
participate siguro sa formulation ng IRR. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Honorable Don.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Mr. Chair.
Honorable Arturo T. Dubongo Jr., President Liga ng mga Barangay, Provincial Federation President, Northern Samar Chapter. The next to interpolate is the Honorable Junicio Dexter D. Galit.
Just a manifestation, Mr. Chair. I would like to thank the sponsor of the ordinance for including me as one of the co-sponsor. I would like to thank the sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Junicio Dexter D. Galit. And the next member to be recognized under the period of interpellations is the Honorable Nadia Nicolette L.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No interpellations as well. Also, similar with BM Laudenio, I would like to express full support to the ordinance, as I find it also very empowering and supplemental to the previous ordinance of BM Ginaong Silvano on institutionalizing participatory governance and establishing the Northern Samar People's Council, of which one of the objectives was to really encourage more accreditations of CSOs. So I believe that the BDWs would really be an enabler to achieve that objective of more accreditations. And hopefully during the IRR, if it would be possible that the KPIs, one of the KPIs would really be the number of newly accredited CSOs in each barangay, especially the far-flung ones, which obviously find it more difficult to come to Katarman and seek accreditation. Hopefully that would be one of the KPIs. And if the good principal author would yield, I would like to request to also be a co-sponsor of the ordinance.
I yield, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Nadia Nicolette L. And the next member to be recognized is the Honorable Neil S. Hernandez.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. This is support of the ordinance, but I have a suggestion. In Section 6 in the Provincial Incentives Package, considering that in the formulation of IRR, I'm not a member of this committee, and I hope that we consider also the location, as you said, the location of the barangay development workers. Ang iba kasi nasa remote barangays, so hindi puro pareho yung cash incentives na makukuha nila. I think the Liga president and the sponsor, if the IRR formulation after the approval of this ordinance, that's my propose and suggestion.
Yes, Mr. Chair. That's precisely the
incentives.
reason why the proposed ordinance did not fix the incentive package, because of the different conditions in each of the barangays. So we have to consider that in the finalization of the IRR.
Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm support of this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Neil Hernandez. Mukhang kami na lang ni BM Gerald ang hindi kasali sa co-sponsor. And if the good sponsor would yield, I'd like also to be part of the ordinance as co-sponsor, if the good sponsor would yield.
Yes, Mr. Chair. In fact, I again remember that during the committee hearing and when the earthquake struck, you were the only one with the happy face.
Yes, thank you for remembering during that event. And so the Honorable Abalon kindly make the formal motion for the closure of the period of interpellation.
Mr. Chair, having gone through all the series of interpellations from the members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, may I move now to terminate the period of interpellation and proceed to the period of amendments.
There is a motion for the termination of the period of interpellation and subsequently to proceed with the period of amendment. No objection. Motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this representation is now ready to receive any proposals, suggestions, recommendations, amendments, or revision of the ordinance. And Mr. Chair, there being none, I move to terminate the period of amendments.
There's a motion, the duly seconded. Period of amendment is now terminated.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I now move for the approval of the proposed ordinance on second reading?
There's a motion, duly seconded, no objection. The proposed ordinance introduced by the principal sponsor, the Honorable Donel Abalon, is approved on second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next item is the review of municipal ordinances and resolutions. And in my capacity as chairman of the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations, and as chairman of the Committee on Laws, Justice, Human Rights, and Public Accountability, may I be recognized, Mr. Chair, to render the committee reports of the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws, Justice, Human Rights, and Public Accountability.
The Chairman, Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations, and the Committee on Laws, Justice, Human Rights, and Public Accountability, the Honorable Donel Abalon, is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations, I have the honor to render 4 committee reports. On the first item, Municipal Resolution number 2026-46 of the Municipality of San Antonio. The subject resolution approves the 2026 Supplemental Annual Investment Program number 1 and Local Development Investment Program of the Municipality of San Antonio involving the total investment amounting to 89,964,600 pesos, designed to ensure alignment with the LGU's Comprehensive Development Plan and long-term strategic direction. The SAIP number 1 was previously approved by the Municipal Development Council through MDC Resolution number 2, Series of 2026, and endorsed to the Sangguniang Bayan pursuant to sections 106 and 109 of RA 7160 and section 5.1.5 of DILG NIDA DBM DOF Joint Memorandum Circular number 1, Series of 2016. The program breaks down its financial requirements into personal services, MOOE, and capital outlay, primarily funded via available local resources, including the Local Government Support Fund Growth Equity Fund and the 20% Development Fund. The local government unit concerned is enjoined to ensure the provision and or availability of funds to carry out the implementation of the programs, projects, activities, and services identified in the said SAIP in accordance with the provisions and requirements of existing laws, rules, and regulations, including the budgetary allocations of the statutory and contractual obligations. Accordingly, this committee respectfully moves for the adoption of the committee report and to pass a resolution declaring Municipal Resolution number 2026-46 of the Municipality of San Antonio valid and operative, subject to such conditions herein prescribed and those prescribed by existing laws, rules, and regulations. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, for the adoption of the committee report. No objection. Motion is approved. Committee report is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ordinance number 3, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Pambuhan. The subject ordinance realigned 190,000 pesos from the expected savings of vacant plantilla positions for the first quarter of 2026 to monetization of leave credits. The realignment was made pursuant to sections 321 and 322 of the Local Government Code of 1991. These provisions shall be read in relation to Section 336, Republic Act 7160, which is very explicit that funds shall be available exclusively for the specific purpose for which they have been appropriated, and no ordinance shall be passed authorizing any transfer of appropriation from one item to another. The local government unit, however, is not without option. It may push through by enacting a supplemental budget, reverting the funds to the general fund, and reappropriating the same for the purpose indicated in the subject ordinance with full compliance of the budgetary requirement laid down by existing laws, rules, and regulations. And Mr. Chair, in addition to what was stated in the committee report, we just received an endorsement from the Local Finance Committee that showed that their initial evaluation of the appropriation ordinance number 03 series of 2026, that the appropriation for the monetization of leave credits is not supported by an approved supplemental investment program, which was required by Section 305, Paragraph I of Republic Act 7160. And with that, accordingly, this committee respectfully moves for the adoption of this committee report and to pass a resolution declaring appropriation ordinance number 03, series of 2026 of the Municipality of Pambuhan inoperative. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, for the adoption of the committee report declaring appropriation ordinance number 03, series of 2026 of the Municipality of Pambuhan inoperative. There being objection, motion is approved. Committee report is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On resolution number 111, series of 2026 of the Municipality of Bobon, the subject resolution approved and adopted the supplemental annual investment program for calendar year 2026 of the Municipality of Bobon with the total investment amounting to 10 million pesos, which was previously approved and adopted by the Municipal Development Council through its MDC Resolution number 6, series of 2026, and endorsed to the Sangguniang Bayan pursuant to sections 106 and 109 of RA 7160. The said supplemental AIP provides for the implementation of the Food Assistance Program rice distribution project under the social welfare services sector with an allocation amounting to 10 million pesos intended to improve food security and provide immediate assistance to indigent individuals and families in the municipality. The local government unit concerned is enjoined to ensure the provision and or availability of funds to carry out the implementation of the program identified in the said supplemental AIP and to strictly comply with the existing budgeting, procurement, accounting, and auditing laws, rules, and regulations. Accordingly, this committee respectfully moves for the adoption of this committee report and to pass a resolution declaring resolution number 111, series of 2026 of the Municipality of Bobon, valid and operative, subject to such conditions herein prescribed and those prescribed by existing laws, rules, and regulations. I so move, Mr. Chair.
In a second, there's a motion duly seconded for the adoption of the committee report declaring resolution number 111 series of 2026 of the Municipality of Bobon, Northern Samar, valid and operative. There being no objection, motion is approved. Committee report is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And on resolution number 32-2026 of the Municipality of Capol, the subject resolution approved and endorsed the Supplemental Annual Investment Program number 2 for calendar year 2026 of the Municipality of Capol with a total investment amounting to 37,954,390, which was previously approved by the Municipal Development Council through its MDC Resolution number 3, series of 2026, and endorsed to the Sangguniang Bayan pursuant to sections 106 and 109 of RA 7160. The local government unit is enjoined to ensure the provision and or availability of funds to carry out the implementation of the programs, projects, and activities identified in the said Supplemental Annual Investment Program for 2026 in accordance with the existing budgeting, procurement, accounting, and auditing laws, rules, and regulations. Accordingly, this committee respectfully moves for the adoption of this committee report and to pass a resolution declaring resolution number 32-2026 of the Municipality of Capol valid and operative, subject to such conditions herein prescribed and those prescribed by existing laws, rules, and regulations. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion duly seconded, no objection. Committee report is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And for the Committee on Laws, Justice, Human Rights, and Public Accountability, Municipal Ordinance number 5, series of 2026 of the Municipality of Las Navas. The subject ordinance, also known as the Anti-IPAL Ordinance, bans local officials from placing names, initials, profiles, or personal branding on publicly funded projects, safety signs, government vehicles, public building paint, and town fiesta materials. It permits exemptions for election campaign materials, official document signatures, and generic tourism or cultural graphics devoid of personal identifiers. Violators face a 2,500 pesos fine, 30 days to 6 months imprisonment or both, alongside personal liability for all removal costs. Verified complaints against barangay officials are routed to the Sangguniang Bayan, while municipal cases are directed to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan or the Ombudsman's, which provisions, however, are merely advisory, as the Sangguniang Bayan can neither grant nor deprive other competent authorities and tribunals of the respective jurisdictions over cases arising from violations of this ordinance. Legal evaluation confirms compliance with Section 1, Article 11 of the 1987 Constitution, RA 6713, DILG Memorandum Circular Number 2026-006, and COA Circular Number 2013-004, all of which demand administrative neutrality, public trust, and proper expenditure of government funds. Procedurally, the Sangguniang Bayan enacted the ordinance within its legislative authority under the Local Government Code of 1991 following a valid public hearing. Consequently, this committee finds the ordinance legally consistent with the overarching national laws, public order, and good governance, serving the general welfare by neutralizing political patronage across Las Navas. In view of the foregoing, this committee respectfully moves for the adoption of this committee report and to pass a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance Number 5, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Las Navas valid and operative, subject to the conditions herein prescribed and the provisions of existing laws, rules, and regulations. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion for adoption of the committee report as reported out by the Committee on Laws, Justice, Human Rights, and Public Accountability. There be no objection. Motion is approved. Committee report is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And with the adoption of the committee reports, 4 of the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and 1 of the Committee on Laws, Justice, Human Rights, and Public Accountability, may I move for the suspension of the rules to pave way for the final approval of the proposed resolutions.
There is a motion, duly seconded, no objection. Motion is approved. Internal rules are suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I move for the final approval of the resolution declaring Municipal Resolution Number 2026-46 of the Municipality of San Antonio valid and operative, subject to certain conditions. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, declaring Municipal Resolution Number 2026-46 of the Municipality of San Antonio, Northern Samar valid and operative is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I move for the final approval of a resolution declaring Appropriation Ordinance Number 03, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Pambuhan inoperative. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, for the approval of a resolution declaring Appropriation Ordinance Number 03, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Pambuhan, Northern Samar, inoperative.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I move for the final approval of a resolution declaring Resolution Number 111, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Bobon valid and operative, subject to certain conditions. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, for approval of a resolution on final reading declaring Resolution Number 111, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Bobon, Northern Samar valid and operative is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I move for the final approval of a resolution declaring Resolution Number 32-2026 of the Municipality of Capol valid and operative, subject to certain conditions. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, no objection. Motion is approved. Resolution declaring Resolution Number 32, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Capol, Northern Samar valid and operative is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I move for the final approval of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance Number 5, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Las Navas valid and operative, subject to certain conditions. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded, no objection. Motion declaring Resolution Number there's a motion, duly seconded, declaring Resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance Number 5, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Las Navas, Northern Samar valid and operative is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Don L. Abalon.
The next is the committee report.
Sorry to interrupt, Honorable Don. Before we consider for the next item, may I move for the suspension of our session? Session suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next item is the committee report of the Committee on Agriculture and Food Security. May we request for the recognition of Board Member Leonida Laudinio, Chairperson of the committee.
The Honorable Unida Pilodenio, Chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture and Food Security, will render the committee report. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. For and in behalf of the Committee on Agriculture, I am here to render our committee report on ordinance number 022, series of 2026 of the Municipality of Ali, Northern Samar, entitled An Ordinance Instituting and Implementing the Registration of Ownership of Agricultural and Fishery Machines and Equipment in accordance with the Joint Memorandum Circular Number 2018-02 by the Department of Agriculture, DE, and the Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG, relative to the national guidelines for the registration of ownership of agricultural and fishery machines and equipment within the territorial jurisdiction of Ali, Northern Samar, with the following findings and recommendation. The enactment of the subject ordinance was a valid exercise of the legislative power of the Sanggunian pursuant to Section 16, General Welfare Clause of the Local Government Code. Number 2, likewise, this ordinance is consistent with Section 19 of Republic Act Number 10601, otherwise known as the Agricultural and Fisheries Mechanization Law, which mandates that all owners of agricultural and fishery machines and equipments to register their agricultural and fishery machines and equipment with the Municipal Agriculture Office of the municipal government unit concerned. The imposition of registration fees, as stipulated in Section 8 of the subject ordinance, is consistent with Section 147 and 153 of the Local Government Code of 1991, and public hearing was conducted in compliance with Section 186, 187 of the same code. Accordingly, this committee most respectfully recommends to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan that a resolution be passed to declare Municipal Ordinance Number 022, Series of 2026 of the Municipality of Ali, Northern Samar, valid and operative, subject to pertinent laws, rules, and regulation. Submitted for resolution the 6th day of July 2026, Katarman, Northern Samar, signed by the majority of the committee member. If there are no manifestation, I move for the adoption of this committee report.
There is a motion duly seconded for the adoption of the committee report as reported out by the Committee on Agriculture and Food Security. No objection. Motion is approved. Committee report is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
The Honorable Donel Abalon.
with the adoption of the committee report of the Committee on Agriculture and Food Security on Ordinance Number 22, the series of 2026 of the Municipality of Alin, may I move for the suspension of the rules to pave way for the final consideration of the resolution.
There is a motion duly seconded for the suspension of the internal rules. Motion is approved. Internal rules are suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And with that, may I move for the final approval of the resolution declaring Ordinance Number 22-S-2026 of the Municipality of Alin valid and operative, subject to certain conditions. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion duly seconded. Motion is approved. ordinance number 022 S 2026 of the Municipality of Allen, declaring valid and operative, is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next item is the privilege and question hour. This representation has not received any manifestation from any member to avail of this hour. Unless there is none, I move to go to the next item, which is the other matters. And there are 9 items, Mr. Chair. There are 9 referrals. May I move that these legislative measures be deemed read into the records and referred to the respective committees.
There is a motion duly seconded to dispense with the reading and consider it as read and incorporated into the records of a regular session. No objection. Motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And there is an urgent matter that just arrived, which we received just a few moments ago. May we request that the Secretary be directed to read the letter from the Honorable Governor Harris Christopher A. Mongchuan.
Secretary, please kindly read the letter certified as urgent coming from the office of the Provincial Governor Harris Christopher M. Ongchuan.
Office of the Governor, July 6, 2026. The Honorable Clarence E. Dato, Presiding Officer and Vice Governor, and the members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Province of Northern Samar. Dear Vice Governor Dato and the ladies and gentlemen of the Sanggunian, I hereby certify the urgency of the passage of an ordinance granting tax amnesty to ease the burden brought about by the increase in fuel and electricity prices for a period of 1 year from July 6, 2026 to July 6, 2027. This certification is issued in light of the continuing adverse socioeconomic conditions arising from the state of national calamity declared under Executive Order Number 110. This request is anchored on the authority granted to local government units under Republic Act Number 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, particularly Section 192, which authorizes local Sanggunians to grant tax amnesties through appropriate legislative measures, and Section 16, or the General Welfare Clause, which empowers local government units to adopt measures necessary to promote the economic welfare of their constituents, especially during times of calamity and economic distress. The proposed measure seeks to provide continued relief to real property taxpayers adversely affected by the rising cost of living, reduced remittances, and prevailing economic uncertainties, while simultaneously encouraging voluntary compliance and enhancing local revenue generation. Thank you for your immediate legislative action. Signed, Harris Christopher M. Ongchuan, Governor.
Mr. Chair,
The Honorable Don L. Abalon is recognized.
with in response to the letter dated July 6, 2026 of the Honorable Governor Harris Christopher A. Mongchuan, may I move for the enactment of an ordinance granting tax amnesty on real property taxes for a period of 1 year from July 6, 2026 to July 6, 2027, and for other purposes. And if I may add, Mr. Chair, the current amnesty ends today. So this is an appropriate and opportune time for us to extend the amnesty for 1 more year. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion duly seconded for an ordinance granting tax amnesty on real properties as explained by and proposed by the sponsor. No objection. The ordinance as introduced by Honorable Abalon on granting tax amnesty is approved on final reading.
Mr. Chair, if I may, that was supposedly for the second reading, so I will now make the final motion. May I move for the final approval of an ordinance granting tax amnesty to real property taxes for an additional period of 1 year from July 6, 2026 to July 6, 2027. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion for the approval of an ordinance granting tax amnesty on real properties for a period from July 6, 2026 to July 6, 2027 is approved on final reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There being no other matters pending for consideration by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, may I move for the adjournment of today's session until next session, which would be on July 17 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Any objection, Honorable Laudenio? There being none, motion for the adjournment of our session until the next session, which will be scheduled on July 17, 2026 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, is approved.
Thank you,
Session
Mr.
is
Chair.
adjourned.